Oh, thank you so much. And particularly, let me thank these women who came from all over the world to be here tonight for that moving introduction. Their words really mean the world to me, but their example and their being part of this vital Voices Global Network means so much more, because this organization and its mission are very close to my heart. Being with all of you, particularly this year, feels like coming home. And I really can't help but think how fitting it is that we are celebrating 20 years of Vital Voices on International Women's Day. I know some of you were with us in 1995 when women from 189 countries came together in Beijing to declare with one voice that women's rights are human rights. And it was much more than a statement of principles. It was a call to action. And since then, generations of women have answered that call and have made advancing the rights of women and girls their life's work. To this day, I meet women everywhere who tell me that the message of that conference in Beijing inspired them to make a difference in their communities. And of course, it also inspired the creation of Vital Voices. Now, this effort has many mothers, from Madeline and Milan to Swanee, Kay, Elise, and so many of you. And with your support and encouragement, what began in a tiny State Department office grew into a global partnership and extended into the powerful, inspiring sisterhood that we know and celebrate today. We believed back then, and I believe more fiercely than ever today, that women are agents of change, makers of peace, and drivers of progress. And I believe that because I have met countless women who are doing just that. Over the years, we've seen Inez McCormick help Catholic and Protestant women in Northern Ireland gain the courage to finally reach across those really painful divides. We've seen the women of Liberia force an end to a bloody civil war, then take their place in government to forge a better future under the leadership of their remarkable president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And we've seen countless women whose names we don't know become heroines to their own families and communities because they show up and push on day after day, striving for that better future. Now, our voices have always been vital, but they've never been more vital than they are right now, not just in faraway countries, but right here in the United States. And we are just getting started. Now, we've known for a long time that women's participation makes entire nations more peaceful, prosperous, and secure. We know that when women and girls learn, when they're free to go to school and pursue an education without limits and without bias, entire society's benefit. We have years and years of data to back that up. We know that when women earn, when they have access to credit and capital, when they can start businesses and compete fairly for every job, entire economies benefit. And we know that when women vote and participate in government, entire democracies thrive. Now more than ever, when women organize, we see that's when progress really gets going, because when women organize, it turns out we don't just organize ourselves, although that is important. We organize on behalf of workers and students, for religious and ethnic minorities, for anyone who's ever been consigned to the margins and told they are second class. As we speak, women are organizing for reproductive rights, equal pay, better support for families, greater representation in the upper reaches of nearly every field, and that's not all. Women are also organizing for economic and racial justice, for the human rights of immigrants and refugees, for a cleaner environment and a more accountable government. Just look at tonight's honorees. A queen who champions girls' education, women's economic empowerment, compassion for refugees, and a better future for her people. An entrepreneur who confronts violence in El Salvador by providing boys with a chance to make a meaningful living. A chief taking on child marriage in Malawi. An aviation executive who left behind a successful career to take on the culture of rape and everyday harassment. An advocate who brings hope to women and families in some of the most dangerous parts of the world. And look beyond this room. Look, for example, to Thep Vanny, the activist who organized families in Cambodia after developers sold the land out from under their homes and devastated Bangkok Lake. She was honored on this stage by Vital Voices in 2013 and has since then been unjustly sentenced to 2 years in prison for peacefully protesting. Tonight, I add my voice to the chorus calling for her safe release and her return to her family as soon as possible. Well, International Women's Day is always important, but this year it feels even more significant, a day to recognize that women have always been on the front lines of the most important fights unfolding around us, a day that has been preceded by unprecedented energy and efforts to lift up the voices of women, stand up for the values we share, and continue our vital work. This past weekend, I took a trip with some friends to a place that's always meant a lot to me, Eleanor Roosevelt's home, Valkill, in the Hudson Valley in New York. And I got to thinking of something she once said. She said, "You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You are able to say to yourself, I have lived through this horror. I can take the next thing that comes along." Now think about that in your own lives and the lives of those whom you know and care about. Of course, those words resonate on a personal level, but they ring true on a much larger scale as well. These are uncertain, even trying times, but as we all stop to look fear in the face, the result has not only been passion, but action. And I have never been more confident that we can take the next thing that comes along and move forward with optimism into a better future for women, for men, for all human beings. So please join with us in believing, as Eleanor Roosevelt also said, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And I believe in every woman and girl here tonight, and billions more who are not, along with men and boys who understand and support that we are not asking for anything extra. We are asking for equality, and we will never, ever cease asking, demanding, and achieving it. So let us move forward. Let us move forward with renewed vigor, and let us remember what we saw today. Those of you who are on Twitter, there are a lot of us who saw a tweet making the rounds. It was a picture of a note found under a desk by a teacher from a 4th grade girl to one of her friends. And here's what the note says. I remember writing notes in 4th grade. I never wrote a note like this, though. Do you want to join a club for female empowerment? We are the leaders. So those words from a girl no more than 9 or 10 in our own country brought a smile to my face. I don't know her. I don't know if we ever will know who she is, but what I do know is that there are many more out there just like her. They are the leaders. You are the leaders. Never lose your optimism, your persistence, and your resistance. We can build the future we envisioned when we started on this journey with Vital Voices 2 decades ago. For women, for girls around the world, and for us here at home. Thank you all very much for supporting this work. Thank you.